Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Charlie. I'm glad you're here and happy 2024. The past year went by pretty fast and I'm not doing a whole 2023 recap right here. This video is a vision board video. I've done one of these last year and it was pretty fun to film. I'm making my vision board anyways for this year, so I thought, why not gonna film it? So without further talking, I think we just get right into the video because I think it's gonna be a pretty long one. First things first, what is a vision board? A vision board is basically just a board where you visualize where you want to be, what you see yourself in a period of time. You can make it for 1 year, for 10 years, for 5 years, for your whole lifetime. I'm making one at the start of every year. You can make a lot of different kinds of vision boards. There are digital vision boards, which is the one that I'm making all the time, which is just creating it on Canva or PicMonkey it's called, or any digital platform where you can make collages, throw everything that you want together and have it as your background on your computer or on your phone. I normally do both. Then you can print out pictures, put them into a frame and hang them up so that you have your vision board visually in the room with you while you're working towards your goals. Or you make a vision board book, which is basically a deeper version of a vision board. You have 2 pages and write your goals into each page. So you have 1 page for maybe beauty, if you are into that and want to improve your beauty or your style or your makeup, anything like that. Write down what you want to improve this year and put pictures on the other page. How I make my vision board. I basically combine the vision book and the digital vision board. I make my wallpapers, my vision boards, and I write into a book what I want to achieve. The best step to start a vision board is to reflect. So you will reflect on 2023, what you did, what you liked, what you didn't like, what could have been better if you put more work into it, what could have been improved but you didn't do it. Some things you just realized last year that you want to do them maybe, or that you want to improve that part of your life a little bit more. And after that reflection phase, you start to set your goals for the next year. For example, I was at a lot of concerts last year and I loved it. I had the time of my life there. And the last concert I went to was also a weekend trip with a friend of mine who became a very close friend of mine at that trip. And I want to do more of those weekend trips to another country. I want to explore more and go to concerts still. So that's a goal that I can write down. I can write down travel with friends and I can write down go to concerts. So the point being, before you make your vision board of 2024, look what you achieved at 2023, what were good things, what were bad things that you could have changed, and write it down. After the reflection part, we start setting our goals. I like to break down my goals into segments. So you take your life and break it down. You break it down in finances, hobbies. If you have more than one hobby, you can break it also down in your different hobbies, because you want to have other goals for ballet than for boxing, for example. Then you take your work life, your school or college life, your personal life, and here as well you can break down your personal life a lot more into relationships with your partner, relationships with your parents or with your family in general, relationship with yourself. And then you can make a fashion segment, a travel segment. Basically everything you want to touch on in a deeper way, you can make it into different segments, because then you can get more in depth with your goal setting. If you just have a segment personal life and in there you write have a better relationship with my family, it's not very specific. So break down everything into segments. And after you broke down everything into segments, we're goal setting. Important part about goal setting is that you make the goals measurable. We take just the same example that I took beforehand. If you write increase the relationship with my family, you can't measure that. How do you want to do it? How can you tell at the end of the year that you did it? For example, you want to increase the relationship with your family and you can write that down, but you still have to write down how you want to do it. For example, you can write down increase the relationship with your family, and then you write underneath that point, the point, meet with a family member twice a month. So then you can measure it at the end of the year. Did I make it? Did I meet a family member twice a month? So you can measure if you did it or not, and you can control yourself a little bit better. The same goes for workout goals, for example. Don't write down I want to work out more. Write down how you want to work out. For example, I want to go 3 times to the gym in a week and get my 10,000 steps in every day. These are measurable goals. When you look back, you can say, okay, I did that. And it's okay if you have 1 week where you didn't do that, but you need to set goals that you can measure, that you can look back on and say, yeah, I did that. You have to make your goals as specific as you can. So when you set your goals, make them specific. You can decide if you want to make them time specific. For example, there is the 75-hour challenge going around on social media again because it's the beginning of the year. And if you want to do that, you can also write down, I did the 75-hour challenge until June. So you have a bigger time span to do it, but you have a set date till you want to be finished with it. And there are some specific things that you can get into your goal setting. What I basically wanted to say is we're creating SMART goals. If you don't know what SMART goals are, I will explain it. A SMART is basically a method in which you can measure things a lot better, and you can basically use that method in everything. You have the S, which stands for specific, so you make goals clear and specific. The M is measurable, define measurable assets, so you say, as I told you, I want to go to the gym 3 times. That you can measure. And it's also clear and specific. You want to go to the gym. You want to go there 3 times a week. It's measurable and specific. A stands for attainable. Confirm your goals are attainable. So you can do that. You can go to the gym 3 times because you have the time to go to the gym 3 times. If you set goals where you say, I'm going to the gym 7 times a week because you want to. This is first, it's not very attainable, it's not very healthy, and there are times where you have to work longer, have to study longer, do something that wasn't planned, which just destroys your whole schedule, so you can't go to the gym. So make goals where you know you can make it. So when you set goals, you need to make sure that they fit into your schedule. For example, I make a video every week because I can put that into my working and college time. I can make 1 video per week. If I wanted to make 2, I know I wouldn't make it. I mean, I could make it, but then my videos wouldn't be the quality that I want them to be. And that's the attainable goal setting that I'm taking there. Then we have the R, which stands for relevant. Verify your goals are relevant. Are the goals really goals that are relevant to you? Are there goals that you think others want from you? Just double check your goals. Are they relevant? Are they makeable? Are you setting this goal for you? Or are you just setting the goal because you think somebody would like you better because you reached that goal, which isn't relevant? And the T, which I already said, time-based. Set up a time-based plan. I love the gym example, so we're going back to that. If you're gonna have the gym example, I'm going to the gym 3 times a week. You have made it specific because you said you're going to the gym and you're going there 3 times a week. You still can figure out which 3 days you go to, and if you haven't been into the gym till Thursday, you still have the 3 days to go to the gym. You made it measurable because you said you go there 3 times a week, so if you haven't been there 3 times a week, you know you didn't make the goal. I do that because it's not that bad if you skip gym for a week. wouldn't change a lot. Your mental health and your physical health is more important than going to the gym 3 times a week, but it's an example that works pretty good with a SMART method. A, is it attainable? Maybe you live somewhere where there isn't a gym, or you can't afford a gym. So to set the goal, I'm going to the gym 3 times a week, when you can't go there, when there isn't a gym near you, when you don't have the time to go to the gym because you do 100,000 things and you just can't make the time, or you have another hobby because of that you can't go to the gym, it's not an attainable goal. Is the goal relevant? The relevant part is more of a double checking for me personally, because I can see, is the goal relevant for me? Am I setting the goal because I want to set the goal, or do I set the goal because I think people like me better with a set goal? Am I setting the goal because someone implanted in my head that I need to reach the goal to be a better person, or am I doing it for me? And team time based. For example, to make the gym goal more specific, you can write down, I'm going to the gym 3 times a week. On Monday at 6 p.m, on Wednesday at 6 p.m, and on Friday at 8 a.m. So you have the goal, you say when you want to do it, and then you can plan around that, kind of. You don't set goals to just live after them. You still have a social life. Don't take the gym goal that I talked about so seriously. It's just a good example for the SMART method. So we have the reflecting, we have the how to set goals, make SMART goals. Now we're coming to the vision board part. I already said I'm making my vision board a little bit different because I have the digital side of it and kind of the vision book side of it. So I'm writing down all my goals specifically. Last year I did that on my laptop. This year I'm gonna write it down because I want to get back into daily journaling. When I'm writing it down into the vision book, I'm writing it like it already happened. I write down like it's the 31st December 2024 and I reached that goal that I set. So I take one page where I write down all my goals, and then I start to take a double page to write down how I achieved that goal, how it felt that I achieved that goal, what that goal was, how I achieved it, as specific as I can, because that has something to do with manifesting. And that I do for every single goal. Last year I also did this little stick figure and wrote beside that what kind of person I wanted to be in 2023, and I'm doing the same thing this year. So I'm gonna take out a journal and write down who I want to be, what my goals are, what I want for my 2024, and I write it all down as if it already happened, because that's how you trick your mind into letting those things happen. And then when I wrote down my goals with pen and paper, I love to do this thing with pen and paper because when I was in school, a teacher of mine said it goes from your hand in your head. So if you write down your goals and if you write them down as if they already happened, they go from your hand in your head. So you already think that they are true. And that's how you kind of manifest them and trick your mind into believing that it happened that way. And then I start researching my pictures when I wrote every goal down in specific. Researching pictures is, for me as a visual person, pretty important because for once I have it as my background everywhere and it just makes a lot of fun. So I'm going on to Pinterest and research a lot of pictures. If you want to work out, you can look for a girl in the gym or healthy food if you want to eat healthier, and you can look for those specific pictures to get there, to get to the picture that you really want, that are really inspiring you. And that's how I research my pictures. I use Pinterest and then I just download them. And then we come to the last part, which is making your vision board. And here you can decide how you want to do it. If you want it digital, if you want to have it printed out, if you want to make it digital and print it out then, if you want to cut the pictures out of a magazine and glue them to a frame and hang them up. That's up to you, totally. The important part is choose pictures that resonate with your goal and make it visible so that you don't overfill the picture and you can see your goals really through that. And what I like to do is make my vision board and section that out a little bit so that I put my relationship goals, for example, in one corner, my college goals in the other, so that they are sorted a little bit. I don't sort it strict, I also try to sort it that it pleases my eyes and that I'm happy to look at it. Then I put some words of affirmation on top of my vision board as well. And what I do is I make two kinds of vision boards. One for my laptop as wallpaper, one for my phone as wallpaper, so that I have that around me all the time. Yeah, and that's my little vision board rant. That's how I make vision boards. If you want to see a video where I make my vision board, you can comment it down below. I would love to film that for you because I haven't started. And then you can see how I make my vision board and use the tips that I gave you right here. And then I would say we see you next week with another video. If you liked that video, you can give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss a new video. And then I would say we see you next week. I hope you liked it. I hope you have a wonderful week. Make someone happy and happy 2024. Bye.
Funky. My darling, I love you, I love you, I love you.